how I got Paraguay residency in one trip, and everything that I wish I would have known before I did it. I booked a one-way ticket to Paraguay in November 2023 with no return flight, no long-term apartment, just a couple complete documents, a 1-month Airbnb locked in, and a decision that I had been putting off for months. And a few months later, I had my residency card, my cedula, and plans to never leave. And today, I'm going to walk you through what happened exactly step by step, what the process actually looks like on the ground, what went right, what I'd do different, and the mistakes I made that cost me real money. I'm Caleb, based in Paraguay. I'm an American in Asunción, and I live here with my family currently full-time, and this is my story. So let me take you a little bit back before I even step foot on the plane, because the process doesn't start as soon as you land in Paraguay. It actually starts a little bit before that. I need to get 2 key documents completed before I even set foot in Paraguay. That was my apostillized birth certificate and my apostillized FBI clearance document. Now, if you're an American like me, that FBI document can take a little bit of time. I think it took a little under 3 months for me, but the problem is there's no guarantee with it. So you want to allocate a good chunk of time to get that done. Now, other countries can be more or less, give or take, but you need to get these done as quick as possible. So I started the process, and while I was waiting, I started to shop around with different residency providers so I can find the best deal and the best fit for me. So I talked to a few different ones. I compared what they offered, compared the different prices, and ultimately I ended up going with someone who I got a personal referral from a good trusted friend of mine. And that actually ended up being one of the best decisions that I made, because this is a process where you're handing over your sensitive documents, you're handing over your money, and you're handing over your trust to someone in a different country to get this thing done for you. And on top of that, it was a country that I had never been to before. And in my research, I found there are many, many problems and scams with this process to look out for. So that had me doing my proper due diligence. For examples, I read stories of providers that would give you one quote for your residency. You come down and they wouldn't include the cedula. They try to upcharge you as soon as they got the residency complete. Or others who weren't transparent with legal fees and would try to charge you for those too. Or ones that would just give you the residency and ghost you after you pay. So after seeing all that, having a connection from a personal friend that I trusted mattered more to me than finding the cheapest price. An amazing thing too is now that friend is actually a part of the team here based in Paraguay, but back then he was just a guy who I trusted and we were working with. Now here's the process. So fast forward, my documents are ready to go. I had my provider ready for me down in Asunción, but I was still hesitating because at the time I was way too damn comfortable. I was living with family in the US. I had minimal expenses. It was cozy, and when your basic needs are covered and you're making money and you're saving, you don't really have to make many hard decisions. And it was very hard for me to leave. But then I got a blessing, and my situation changed real quick. I'm not going to get into all the details, but my family wanted my ass out right away. And I reached a point where staying no longer served me. And that was the catalyst that lit the fire under my ass to book that one-way ticket to Asunción and never look back. And I think this is very important for a lot of folks watching right now, because you might be in the same spot as me. You've done the research, you might have even started your documents, you might have a good sense that Paraguay is a good fit for you. You're probably salivating at those steak pictures, but you're waiting for the perfect moment. And I can tell you from experience that the perfect moment does not exist. It is a trap. And at some point, you just got to book that damn ticket and go. And by the way, if you are in that stage and you're researching right now whether Paraguay is a fit for you or not, that's exactly what the Paraguay-based strategy call is for. Our team handles the full process on the ground here locally in Asunción, and you can schedule a Paraguay-based strategy call in the comments below. Back to the story. So I landed in Asunción November 2023. I think it was late November, so right after Thanksgiving, I shared that last American meal, filled my belly up as much as I could, hopped on that plane, bam, Asunción. And the first thing that hit me, that damn heat. You could probably see me sweating now. It is hot as shit out here, okay? And I'm talking over 100 degrees with humidity. It hits you like a brick in the face, especially if you're coming from a northern climate like me. I'm up from Seattle, Washington. Asunción is the yin to the yang of that. It is hot as hell, and it hit me hard. So just be prepared for that when you do come in here, especially in the summertime. Now, before I flew into Asunción, I had booked an Airbnb for 1 month, and in my research, I had found that Morra was a great neighborhood for foreigners, lots of restaurants, gyms, easy access, walkable, pretty safe, food, and I got super lucky, and now I'm even noticing that more than ever, because the place I found had an awesome location, and it was only $500 a month. Now, if you're watching this now, unfortunately, you're not going to find that deal. It's 2026, that was back in 2023. In that same location, I've seen the Airbnb. She's charging $700, $800 now. I mean, you'll be lucky to find anything below that. But it was an awesome place. and it gave me my first base to figure everything out. So before we got to the apartment, my provider actually picked me up from the airport, and he had the driver waiting for me, which made me feel like a boss, and it was awesome. But before we got to the apartment, so we start driving back. It's 2 a.m. I'm taking everything in, but one thing comes to mind. Steak, I need it now. So I told him, hey man, I know it's 2 a.m., but I need a Paraguayan steak. Can we go get it? He was like, yes. He took me to my first Super Seis experience. Super Seis is a popular supermarket chain you'll find here, and some of them are 24 hours. So this one was 24-hour steak, man. Come on. So I went in there. I got the lomito, which is a very thin flank steak cut. Perfect. Took that thing home, cooked it, took a bite, and that was the moment that stuck with me the most. And yeah, the steak was awesome, but even more so, it was the fact that it was 2 a.m. I was in my Airbnb, it was quiet, there was no one around, and I was eating this Paraguayan steak, everything I had dreamed of, and it was here, it was real, I was free, and I was on my own time, by myself, and ready to create my whole new life here in Paraguay. That was what I came here for.
Now, so let me walk through the next days from that point on to getting the residency actually looked like.
It was super duper straightforward, actually. My provider told me what documents to bring. He had his driver come pick stuff up, have me sign documents along the way. I had to use zero thought process. He had it unlocked. I just had to sign stuff, provide documents, and be ready for him to pick me up and chauffeur me around to the different locations that I needed to be. So we went to immigration, and after we finished everything, it was just a waiting game after. So by January 2024, about 2 months after my arrival, my residency was confirmed, but my cedula took a little bit longer, and that's because there was a slight hiccup in the process. My fingerprints unfortunately didn't scan clearly the first time, and the team had to come back and make me redo it and get it resolved, and they handled it well. They got it done because in March 2024, I got my cedula, which was 4 months after landing. But I wanted to share that little hiccup because that's a very real reality here, especially in the system. The processes are tedious, and the systems are slow and sometimes outdated, but very, very particular too. So sometimes documents might not scan right, an office might just be closed, or a government employee might just be on vacation. There's small delays that honestly sometimes happen very randomly and are very, very hard to predict, and that's why having a team on the ground that actually understands these and how to deal with them matters the most. And I am very, very lucky for my provider because he handled this with class. He kicked ass and got me my residency very quick. And this is especially important coming in the summer when it's hot in a country that I didn't really speak the language too well, and I had no idea how things work like this. But that brings up the point too, you do not need that level of service. Some people come here and actually handle the entire process on their own, and those are the types that usually enjoy that scramble, like going to government offices and navigating in Spanish, figuring out which building to go to when Google Maps sends you to a corner, sitting in the heat for hours waiting for your number. Like, if you have that adventurous spirit and that figure it out yourself mindset, you can absolutely do it here. And some people genuinely enjoy that. But for me, coming from another country with no connections and very little Spanish, having someone who understands the logistics and the local customs was well worth it for me. Now here's where I want to be real about what I didn't have and what I wish I had during that process. Because the service I used was solid for the residency and cedula. They got the job done quick and efficient. But it was only scoped to residency and cedula. And at that time, I didn't realize how much more I would need beyond that. So the first was banking setup. After I got my cedula, I had to figure out the banking part on my own. And if you know anything about Paraguayan banking, it's not the most user-friendly system for foreigners to manage. It can be genuinely difficult, and it took me a little bit longer than I wanted to get my bank account set up, but I got it now, and it's good. Number 2 is housing support, and this one is huge. I thought I can come in and just find a long-term apartment quickly on my own, and I actually tried, but without much Spanish, it was very, very difficult and actually got me in trouble, which is where I actually had a financial loss. I lost about $2,000 in the process, and also because of me not understanding how contracts work here. So that was a painful and expensive lesson, and I'll probably make a video on renting in Paraguay so I can break down that full story and how you can avoid that too. But just know that going in blind on housing, whether that be rentals or real estate here, can cost you big time. Number 3, there was no roadmap to permanent residency. Once I had the cedula and my residency card, it was pretty much like peace. But I still kind of had questions about what comes next, converting to the permanent residency, maybe advantageous moves I could take in between to speed up the process. And that's actually exactly why we started based in Paraguay, because coming here as a foreigner can be very, very difficult at first. I know, I lived it. There's the language barrier, the bureaucracy, the things that no one warns you about. It can be overwhelming, especially when you're doing it alone. So we just simply wanted to make it easier for foreigners to navigate this process. And to have a team on the ground here that can handle as much or as little as you need, whether that be just residency or the full picture, like banking, housing, business setup, or ongoing support, that can be huge to people who just want the damn thing handled. So just know that if you are here, you don't need to figure this out on your own. So if you are thinking about making that move to Paraguay, here's what I tell you based on my experience. First, start those documents right now. Don't wait until you're ready to book a flight, because the the apostillization not only takes time, but the documents have an expiration date too. So you want to make sure you have enough time to get the documents and then come to Paraguay so you can get your residency and cedula for as long as those documents are valid. Second, be aware that you get what you pay for. There are providers at every single price point, and some of them are awesome, but there are also a lot of common scams in the space that you need to watch out for. So just make sure before you hand someone your money that everything is included. That's your residency, your cedula, and make sure that you're very clear on the fees as well. And if you want to figure it out yourself, that's completely fine. But if you want a team that's upfront about the fees and can handle this process for you as seamlessly as possible, just know that's going to be reflected in the price. Third, plan for more than just residency. Think about banking, housing, tax setup, and what your life actually looks like when you land. Residency is just the first step, not the last. So make sure you plan for that. Fourth, come here with an open mind, please, because Paraguay is probably not what you expect. It is not what the internet says it is. The steak is incredible, people are warm, and the cost of living will shock you in the best ways possible. But the heat is real. There are gaps in infrastructure, although it is developing quickly. And when you first arrive, you're going to feel out of your element. It takes time to adjust. And this is just normal. Like any other place, Paraguay has its pros and its cons, and make sure you assess both sides before you make a decision to come here and get your residency. And fifth, when you have made up your mind, just book the damn ticket. Because if you've been thinking about this for months and you're pretty sure you're about over 50% that you want to make it happen, just go. Stop the research and get moving. Get your documents rolling, talk to a team on the ground, and book that damn ticket. Because the perfect time does not exist.
I know this personally. And now that I'm here and knowing what I know, I wish I would have made the move sooner instead of making the move when I only had to.
So that's my story. One-way ticket in November 2023, right after Thanksgiving, and got my residency in January 2024 and cedula by March 2024. And I've never looked back since. And now I have a family here. I'm building base in Paraguay and I'm living my best damn life. But on top of that, Paraguay gave me something I cannot find back home in the US. A real base on my own terms and a cost of living and pace of life that actually let me build here instead of just think about survival all the damn time. So if you want help building your base in Paraguay, you can schedule a strategic base strategy call in the link in the comments below. Our team here is local in Asunción and we look forward to talking with you. Thanks for watching and I'll see you on the next one.